All right, all right. Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. Hey, listen, I'm Keith Armstrong. I'm here with my brothers Damon Armstrong and Jaquari Armstrong. We got a special guest tonight, Delphon Crawford, and we're here to, give you our perspectives on, you know, life in general, current events, or wherever we might flow. But basically, why we're here is to give you guys the point of view of regular folks, quote unquote regular folks. Just give everyone that our take on life and whatever stuff that we're talking about. Damon, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Just had a good day with my grandbaby, man. She blew my mind today, man. We listening to her little, she got her stories we have to watch every day, man. Now at 9 months old, I'm watching her bobbing her head and singing to the music. She talking baby talk, but I'm tripping because I'm like, am I seeing what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then when the other people started singing, she looked at me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be singing too. So I started singing, and then her part came up, and then she turned back to the TV and started bouncing again. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For 9 months, she advanced, man. This shit was crazy as hell to me.
Right, look, hey, everybody, that's a proud grandfather. Look, I'm looking at
yes, I am.
I'm looking at 3 grandfathers right now, and
absolutely.
I'm jealous. You know what I mean? Jaquari, what's up with your brother?
Oh man, I'm good, bro. Everything is regular. Everything is regular, man. No, nothing exciting, which is way I like it to be nowadays, man, because I can't take too much.
You ain't mad with nobody, bro?
Ain't mad with nobody.
No, I ain't. It did. See, at this point, I ain't even got a song to sing, man. That's peaceful for me.
So you ain't singing the blues, then, huh?
Yeah.
No, sir. No reason to.
That's good, man.
All right, well, Mr. Crawford, I see your tag name is Vintage 70. What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man.
What's
working
up, Crawford?
hard, working out. And I got my grandboys here as well, man. Twin boys, they doing their thing. But that Vintage 70, man, look getting old. 1970, getting better with age. That's what that's all about. That's why I'm Vintage 70, man. That's my on air persona right there. But
there you go.
No, not triple OG, but OG right now. You know?
Yeah, it ain't vain. I ain't trying to be vain with it either. I'm just saying, there's an old man still holding it together, I hope.
That's real, bro.
Oh yeah,
that's real.
Well, I'm good. You know what I mean? Just trying to, just make sense of everything, and that's not in a bad way. It's just sometimes, man, as you get, and you guys can attest to this, as we get older, things become even clearer to us. You know what I mean? So, me, I try to process this stuff, man, and that might be a bad thing. I try to process it so my anxiety don't come and zoom out of me. You know what I mean? So I tell y'all what, this is what we're gonna do, because we all ex-athletes up here, still a little bit of athletes up here, right? We're all college men. We were blessed to make it out of our situation to go to college. You know what I'm saying? What I want to do is I want everyone to speak on what athletics has done for you. The small part that it's, because it's a small part, because what has it done to you in your opinion? And Vintage 70, we're gonna let you take it first, brother.
Look, man, I think sports got me involved with a better group of people. Now, I ran with a real crowd coming up. I didn't play sports till the 10th grade, but before the 10th grade though, I was doing all kind. I want them guys like, hey, I wasn't making curfew. I used to get off the bus on a Friday, man. My parents want to see me to Sunday sometime. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just 14, 15, just out there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I was good out in the neighborhood. I played in the neighborhood. I don't know, man. Maybe I was kind of scared. I don't know, man. I know 2 guys, my best friend and another guy, they were playing, and I walked to practice with them. And I mean, the coach came out, while they were practicing, I was just standing on the sideline watching. The coach come over to me like, yo, man, you want to play? I was like, nah, man, let me just here watching my homies, man. I'm just walked out here with them. He said, you sure? Like, yeah. But then my dad come out there, he rolled through, asked me, no, why don't you get out there and play? I'm like, man, I ain't trying to play no football. He was like, what, you scared? I was like, man, I ain't scared. I say, I ain't even got a pair of cleats anyway. So he was like, so if I had some cleats, you'll play? I was like, yeah, like, I ain't got none. So I said, if I have some, I'll play. He drove off, came back with a pair of cleats. I was like, got to go out there.
Got to steer in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
And look, when I got out there, started playing. No, I didn't go out there with any expectation. We had a guy on the team. He was the man. He was the guy. I said I didn't have any kind of expectation when I got out there. And after that first game and everything, or even just practicing, man, like just skipping class with guys, the guys I used to run with. It's like I couldn't do that stuff. We start playing sports, you gotta be in class or you can't play. I couldn't skip or I couldn't play. Some guys were like, hey man, we're gonna do this. Hey man, I can't do it, man. We got a game Thursday, cuz I'm suiting up Thursday, man. I can't skip.
Yeah.
Then it's like I would get out of practice and I'll call them, because we didn't have cell phones back then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when I would get out of practice and call guys, they were gone, get out tomorrow, they're gone, and they went from 2 or 3 weeks without getting up with the crew, then a couple of months, then I kind of got lost in sports, and there you go, man. That went from running the streets real hard and wanting to go to college, man, and that whole thing just kind of flipped. And when I got in my head and started out was good, I ended up kind of taking over. The guy who was the man, he had a bad game, he quit. Then they went to me, and I became the man who was like, man, I want to go to college with this thing. And my whole mindset flipped. Now, I was still doing things. I was going to class. I was going to play. I did myself outside of the streets. But I picked up my schoolwork too, man. So I think sports helped get me out of that. Get me out of that street thing, man. Sports helped get me out of it. It was like you said, one of the things, wasn't the biggest thing, but was one of the major things that got me out of it.
Gotcha. So do me a favor before we move on. You don't have to be in depth, but touch on a little bit of what you was leaving. Describe the street as you was growing up.
It's like, man, it was me, my friends, couple of them, man, it was that thing of, you like to go to little spots and everybody think you're tough, man. That persona was there. So I know how guys feel, man. It's like cool to go play and people think you're tough, you're strong. That's him and his crew. Them guys are, they'll fight, they'll do this, and they running and the girls, and just doing all that stuff, man. Just it seemed cool back then. And even though I was doing it, there was times I was like, man, I shouldn't be doing this, man, or that ain't cool. But it was just a thing, man. It's like it gave you a lot of, but people paid attention to you, man. It's kind of like you was somebody, even though you were kind of negative, but like then, man, it was cool. So it took me away from that. Then, like I said, then when I got into sports and got focused on the sports, that street thing just won't what it was. And like, if I was going to play sports, I can't get out here and get hurt. I can't get out here and get locked up. I can't flunk out of school. So sports made me concentrate on. I mean, I don't know if I was going to school to be in school. I don't know if I cared about school, but I cared about playing sports. So if it meant I had to get decent grades to be out there, I just got the decent grades to be out there.
That's it. Jaquari, talk to us, baby. What do you think? What's your opinion about it?
I mean, sports, on the whole, man, definitely helped to shape the person that I am today. It still the values that I already had there. It just doubled down on them. Things like teamwork and living up to expectations, man, and holding up your end and everything. So I really appreciate my athletic career for that. Okay. But it was also some dark times, man. It was some things that happened.
Hey,
especially in football, man.
Nita.
Hey, put on your mic, man. You screaming, brother. Yeah, you interrupted. Put on your mic, man. Go ahead, Jaquari.
Especially some things that happen in football, man. As young as I was, man, to be dealing with certain situations. You know what they are. Keith, you familiar with my situation? Going to Eastern and everything, man. Just being young, man, and not really knowing what to do or where to turn to, man. That situation broke me, man.
Yeah.
The situation broke me, man. I mean, it's a hell of a man, who can think about all the shit he's ever been through in his life, and ain't nothing ever broke you. You know what I mean? So that was the first thing, man, that I had to come to the realization of, because one minute I was, freaking going to Eastern Michigan, trying to get out of that red shirt situation, and the next minute, hell, it was 10 years later, man.
Yeah.
It was 10 years later. And I was in a space where I felt like, man, I didn't, I lost opportunity for everything. Football provided, or potentially could have provided, avenues for me to do anything I wanted to do, man. But I didn't really know how to exploit them, to my advantage. My momentary successes, I ate them up, and in some cases, man, I refused to even realize that there was a bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, Friday nights, man, on the football field, I felt like a god, man, and I did some amazing things, man. But as far as the follow through and the carryover, I just didn't have it. And I would be depressed a lot of times, man, because and I'm not blaming y'all or anything, man. But coming up behind y'all, man, I had a lot of expectations, man. And I fell short. I feel like I fell short, a lot of times, and not like I was letting anybody else down, man. I let myself down because I had a name, that I felt like I had to uphold,
Okay.
and I did it a lot of the times for the most part, man. But if my reality would have matched my fantasy, man, shit, I would be retired from something now, man, and going into a second career, man, and and just living life,
Okay.
But now,
okay, well, let me just do this. Let me share, and if you want to, Jaquar, before we move to you, Damon, if you want to give it to us and give it to our audience, you can. But basically, what's going on with Jaquar is when he left high school, he went to the University of Eastern Michigan University, to play football, right? And his freshman year, he was put on probation, and then through, I feel, the fault of his counselor not doing that damn job. But hold on, just let me finish, then you can clear it up. He became ineligible, and they took his scholarship. And when he said that 10 years later, what ended up happening was Jaquar left school and he worked. And the thing about it is, my mother was the one after 10 years, because my father passed away in the meantime, and he was there with my mom while me and Damon, we were raising our families, and he helped our mother out. And my mother called me and asked me if he could come to North Carolina and live with me. And it was an instant yes. Because I know what he did for our mom while I was 700 miles away. See what I mean? So that's the best. I needed to do that for that man, right? Then he went to Central and was second string on Central's football team at what age, Jaquar? What age?
30, I don't know.
No, 28.
28
years old.
Yeah, because that was the year. That's the year I moved to Raleigh.
Yeah, and look, and it was 10 years now.
Oh, you was in college. You was on the football team at 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Central at 28.
Okay.
And then that's the thing about it is, when he came, he moved down here with us. And this is my section of it. I'm sorry, but you're gonna get your chance, Damon. when he moved with us, he and I had many conversations. And we was like, I said, look, if you want to do this, you should. And what ended up happening was I told one of my supervisors at work, you know, I retired as Wake County Sheriff Deputy, and my supervisor played football at Central. Older guy, Captain Price, God rest his soul. He said, well, how old is your brother? How big is your brother? I told him everything. He said, well, I got connections. If you want to play football, then let me know. I went home. I asked Jaquar. And Jaquar was working. He was working hard. And there was an instant, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, shit. I mean, you know, shit. Another shot of the dream, man. You know, hey, it was a miracle situation for me, man. Because you know, I knew I still had some ability, and you know, my heart ain't never went nowhere. But when you got the spark, man, when you got that real spark, that unmanufactured spark, man, you have got to realize it and you got to capitalize on it. You know, because if you don't, you know, you're gonna be, you know, in a situation, man, where you constantly thinking about what could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was. I don't regret any of it, man, because you know it built it strengthened my character, man. It strengthened my character, but I don't blame anybody else for it either, man. You know, like you mentioned the counselor or whatever, and you know, some of the coaching staff that I was around at Eastern Michigan at the time. I mean, they had jobs to do. You know, they couldn't hold my hand through these situations. At that point, I was supposed to be mature enough to understand, you know, some aspects of a future for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I dropped the ball, man, you know, and it was, you know, no excuses. And I don't put the blame on anybody else. I don't even let anybody else weigh in on that, man, because it was an opportunity that, you know, I worked hard for it. You know, and had I just, you know, fucked it off and squandered it, then I would be, I'd jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, it wasn't my fault, man. You know, the coach didn't like me and all this and all that. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. You know, I mean, to their credit, they did as much as they could, you know, to position me to be successful.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I just didn't know how to do it.
Got you. Damon, I saved you for last for a reason, man. Share your story, brother. Now, this is the 2 chapters version, okay? Not the novel version, you know, because you got a beautiful, beautiful speech, brother. But goddamn, sometimes. But yo,
come on, man.
Let him know, man. Hit him in the head.
Take the cuffs off that man. Keep let him do what he do.
You got your mute on, bro.
I said, let me talk. Let me say something. Hey, look here, man. As Jaquar, man, you know, you wrapped it up in a nice little bow, man. But, dude, let me tell you what it is that I saw, man. I saw a motherfucker bench pressing. I mean, not bench pressing, but squatting 800 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I saw a motherfucker whose front line was pro shit. That's what they were saying about y'all in the papers. You feel what I'm saying? I saw a motherfucker who, when he got his scholarship at Eastern Michigan, his undergrad was guaranteed and his graduate was guaranteed. Them coaches dropped the fucking ball, not you.
All right, well, hey, Damon, we'll come back to that.
I just wanted to say that because that's the real. I'm just telling you what I saw.
No, and I believe you and I agree. But I want people to hear your story too, brother.
Okay, my story is this, man. When it comes to you know, I was that kid, man, who was in the background, man. You know what I'm saying? I watched my brother. This dude was all world and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I was a fan. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan, and I was comfortable in that role, man. But family members were like, hey, man, you got to follow up. You got to follow in your brother's footsteps and all that shit. And he never held me to that standard. He never held me to that standard. He only held me to, okay, man, let's see what you got, man. You know what I'm saying? And what wound up happening, man, is, you know, you go through processes in your life, man, where you learn shit. My junior year in high school, I got ineligible. You know what I'm saying? Because I was living in the shadows of my brother. I was like, hey, I'm the brother of Keith Armstrong. So give me the grades, give me the class, you know, just skate along and just enjoying, you know what I'm saying, reaping the benefits from his labor. I got ineligible. You know what I'm saying? And in my mindset at that time, I was pretty much going to give up and say, you know what, I'm going to do like everybody else, good job in the factory, go work at the hospital or whatever. Keith was like, dude, no, man, I see something. You know what I'm saying? I battle you all the time, because we used to battle all the time, man. All the time. He would spot me 12 and we going to 13 and shit. I beat you twice, man. Out of 50, 11 times I lost to you, at least I could say I beat you twice.
Yeah.
You know. It was just one time, man. We was playing in our neighbor's backyard, man. They had a rim on top of the garage and shit. And I was so caught up in when you hungry and you got that drive or whatever, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. So me and Keith was playing in the backyard, and I backed into him, and he low brizz him, and he fell out on the ground and shit, and all that, right? And our dad had been watching us, so he came straight over there. He was like, "Man, what you did was fucked up." You know what I'm saying? Because he hit his head. What you did was fucked up. And I had the attitude. I was like, okay, what else is new, man? You say what you got to say. I don't give a fuck. But stop me in my tracks, man. Keith said, take the ball out, nigga. Take the ball out. And you still ain't going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it, and I was like, damn. You know, well, man ain't mad. He ain't this and he ain't that. He's still challenging me and shit. That was the thing that was the day I turned my life around. That's the day I turned around what I was going to do with the sports thing. You know what I'm saying? Because my man believed in me. He didn't take shit. He could have walked away and said, man, you ain't shit, nigga. You low bridge me. Could have fucked me up. Because at that point in time, this dude was getting recruited for football and basketball all over the country. You know what I'm saying? But he put all that shit to the side and said, no, man, I'm not going to let you give up on yourself. And he beat me. You know what I'm saying? He still beat me. But at that point in time, I said, you know what? Maybe I can do something with this, man, because he sees something in me. You know, long story short, man, I sacrificed everything because I was in the streets too, Crawford. I was in the streets bad. But I changed everything. And them same cats, man, that I was hanging out with, pouring out Hennessy on the ground with because for lost friends and all that shit, was the same cat who was like, nigga, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't no better than me. And my brother would call, be like, hey, dude, I don't want to hear nothing else. Are you working on your game? This cat used to come, man, home from Pitt and show me move. I learned the crossover. He taught me the crossover, man. Before Hardaway and all the cats was doing it. That was a staple in my game. I took that to college. You know what I'm saying? I took that to college. And like I said, man, long story short, I started working on my game and all that stuff. And I started seeing that people, you got people that judge you and say that you're going to be this or be that. And then you got people over here that say, man, I just need to see something out of this dude if I'm going to support him. You know what I'm saying? You got to give somebody something to support you, man. You just can't be that cat who just out there doing wrong. They got to see some potential in you. And I was glad my brother saw the potential in me, man. And I went on, man, and I became Hall of Fame, all that stuff at my college, Division II, NAIA, Hall of Fame and all that stuff. And all those battles and all those lessons and all those, you know what I'm saying? I understood Keith had said to me one time, he said, hey man, basketball shows you your weakness, man. And it tells you what you need to work on. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at that and I was like, damn, I ain't had no left hand. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no left hand. And that was a weakness. So I worked on that shit till I was dunking left hand. You know what I'm saying? Cat that was quicker than me, what'd he say? Remember that time, Keith, we was playing on the court? And you stopped the whole game. You stopped the whole game. You said, float. See that rim back there? I said, yeah. You said, stay between him and the ball. Stay between the man and the rim, dog. Then you'll be all right. And I was like, okay. And I tried, and I was like, damn, I ain't tired, man. I just got to stay in front of this dude. Keep it from the rim.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But before that, I was running all over the damn place. So, in short, man, basketball, man, taught me about life. It taught me what my weaknesses were. It taught me what my ambitions could be. You know what I'm saying? And all I had to do was to take care of myself. And be inspired. I never played against, after that point, I never played against anybody else. I only played against myself. You know what I'm saying? If I ran the 2 miles in 13 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get it. I wanted to knock 5 seconds off of that. You know what I'm saying? And if I wanted to be eligible for class, I needed to learn and understand the subject matter. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a goal in the process. That's what sports did for me.
Okay. And the reason why I asked everybody to really give, their opinion about that particular subject is because of this. I'm gonna try kind of shift it just a little bit. Basically, what sports did for us, and I'm speaking just in general terms, did for us was to get us razor focused into our goals, right? Now, my question is, when you were in that position, and you're in that position now, what do you feel your obligation is to the next man? Are you thinking along the lines, I got mine, get yours? Or you're like, yo, man, come on. This is what I'm doing. This might work for you. Or, yo, man, you fucking up. Get your shit together, pointing fingers. What I'm trying to find out is, what is your attitude? What is your stance on that? Because I gave you three examples, but there's definitely other examples. What do you feel your responsibility is to the rest of the community? And there's no right or wrong to this, man. It's just how you feel.
I think all you can do is just kind of tell them what helped you through it. I mean, you tell them what you did and how it helped you. They got to make their own mind up. I mean, you can't force it down people's throat. Because if you force them too hard, it's kind of like, I got my sons, I work them out, I do. But sometimes they'd rather somebody else talk to them. You know what I'm saying? But if you force it, I can say, look, man, I was in school and I hit the weights, man, they helped me out. They might say, I don't want to work out like that. Okay, look, don't work out quite like that, man. But listen, you got to do some of it, though. I mean, you go to college, man, you got to have like a package. In high school, you can be taller than everybody. That's enough. But in college, you got to be strong and have some speed, have some strength, have some skill. You got to have, it's like the younger you are, the more you can lack. It's kind of like, you see these high school athletes now, they can jump out the gym. Yeah, I mean, certainly in high school, they might get 5-6 dunks a game. That ain't gonna happen in college. In college, you gotta have a little more skill. You gotta be able to handle the ball. You gotta be able to shoot a little bit. You still might get your dunk off. You gotta be able to get to it. Then you go pro shit. You might not never get a dunk off. Then you really gotta have a little more ability. It's like the further you go, you can have this ability. So it's like you can just tell people what you did to get there, how I made it out of here. I made it out of this tough environment I was in, and then let them. I mean, I guess the way you live your life, they can see it, and then let them decide why they're gonna use from. All they can do, you know, if we all help the same guy, he'll take a little bit from you, Strong. Fluid, he'll take a little something from you. Quarry, he'll take a little something from you, and he'll mold it together, and then he'll be who he is. But we can't force it on him, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't force it on him. You gotta let him, you know, hear that you're trying to help him. You know what I'm saying? And let him think he got a little power where he might even come to you. Hey man, I'm gonna go hit the field. You mind coming with me? Yeah, come on. No, yeah. And you know the whole time you want him to ask you the whole time anyway. Damn, I'm glad he asked me to go help him out. That's what I wanted to do. But I ain't gonna force it down his throat because you might say, hey, man, want to go today? He looking at you about that 6 day, like, damn, man, I'm tired of going to the field, man. You know what I'm saying? Let him ask you for it, praise him when you get there. And that's all you can do, man. Just let him make his own mind up off what you're giving him. And help.
Ja'Quari, Damon, I mean, you know, I was speaking, which that was a great point, though, being at 70. You know what I'm saying? Great damn point. But what I want to try to do was we kind of moved on from sports because the bottom line is, as men, strong men, flawed men, right?
Yeah, most
strong men standing on 10 toes. I hate that expression, but it is what it is. Standing on 10 toes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you have a responsibility to everyone else? Or is it just you got yours and you good? And I'm not talking about family. I'm talking about people that you meet out in this world.
Yeah, my responsibility is to show them that you can be, you know, I'm not on this, like, I'm gonna say this, like I ain't on this race thing, but my responsibility is to show them that I can be a good man, help society, you know, and do the best I can, even if it means not doing some things I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That things I want to do. Ain't no angel now, you know, but you kind of gotta be smart and set a good example with your life. You know, I'm not out here drinking and driving. I'm not out here fighting, and I'm not out here doing all this stuff. And people need to see a positive, especially in our community, man. They got to see positive guys, man. Everything can't be about, you know, being down all the time, man. I mean, sometimes, man, it's about trying to make this thing better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't get into a lot of, I really don't want to get into a lot of like what I do work. I'm just saying, man, that in some of our communities, man, you got people that, because of how the community don't let their kids outside because it's rough over there. It shouldn't be like that. The community supposed to, I think our community is supposed to protect our kids and protect our women and protect our elderly. So that means we got to do things in a certain way to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? If these people can't be secure and safe in their own neighborhoods and things like that, no, that's as men, like you said, strong men. That's our job. We supposed to be making that happen. We all live in the same neighborhood and there were issues. The four of us supposed to make sure, hey man, that ain't right, man. We gotta fix that. The kids should be able to go to the park and play ball and not be worried about this and that, or not worried about that, you know what I'm saying? Or walk out to the store and not worry about a whole bunch of issues and things like that. I mean, you should be able to do that. I think that's our responsibility. That's our responsibility to make that happen. And if we're not doing that, and then we failing them, man. Like we failing them, man. We're not doing that for them, man. Like, we failing.
I like that. Good point.
That's some man shit right there, man. Straight up.
Damon?
You know what, man? The one thing, man, that I come to conclusion that I come to, man, at 56 years old, man, is that the world that we live in, man, it's all defined by definitive shit, man. You know, you got to be either this or you got to be either that. You know what I'm saying? You can charge shit to the game if it ain't happening to your family, your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? You can that shit can come out your mouth as easy as hell, man. But when it happens to yours, you want to rally the troops. So you got to strike the right balance, man. You got to find a way. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with a young kid, man, you deal with a young kid who got a lot of anger and hate in their heart. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing they focusing on is that anger in their heart. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to convince him that the hate ain't what drives you, dude. It's realizing, man, that when you dealing with life and people in general, the indifference is what matters, man. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker can hate me all day long, and that drives me. But when a motherfucker don't recognize me, that's something else. That's something totally different.
Deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's something totally different. Indifference is what? What's the definition of indifference, man? That you don't exist, that you don't fucking matter. A motherfucker that hates you, you matter. Because it works both ways. A motherfucker can hate you and you drive them. You driving them in hate. But if they have indifference towards you, they step over you and don't give a fuck whether or not you live or die. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let you finish. But this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. When you hear people like us, men like us, not special, but you see us every day. We speaking on these things. People need to start coming to this gold, man. Start coming to this fucking gold mine. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and finish up so I can let you quiet do this, Damon.
All right, I'm gonna end it like this here, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people, man, they see shit how they see it, right? Alexander the Great came into Egypt and he stole motherfucking shit, right? And they threw greatness behind his name because he conquered a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He had indifference towards those people because he felt like they were weaker. But he gets credit for their knowledge, their care and concern for those people. In Egypt, you could not be a priest unless you was 35 fucking years old. You understand what I'm saying? What does that say? If you don't have the maturity to lead a motherfucker, then shut the fuck up until you do. We're not going to allow you to teach a motherfucker anything. You know what I'm saying? To teach a motherfucker anything if you don't have the basic understanding of how to avoid being indifferent towards a motherfucker. Because everybody has something to give towards the world or any situation. We don't know. Yeah. Unless they have the opportunity to mature in their own personal self. Yeah. And then they're going to give you the fucking gold, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you the gold. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about dominating and conquering. It's about, okay, well, hey, I see you. I'm not indifferent towards you. I see you.
All right. Well, look. Let me just do this because anybody that follow us understands that. I acknowledge everybody in the comments. Malika, our cousin Malika Harris, had a great point. You know what I mean? She said not only that we have to instill ourselves that we wear multiple hats. Great athletes, cool, but we may be great counselors, artists, teachers, and also. So basically what she's saying is there's so many different things that you can branch off from what you are. Some people are just not capable of that. I mean, some people just, hey, I want to just run up and down this court. I want to run up and down this field. Fuck everything else. That's my comfort zone. I don't have a problem with it.
Let me say this, man. You know my greatest shame was, man, in college, man, until I became my own man, into my own self. I used to sit at the lunch table with cats with people, all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. They were getting scholarships offers. They were getting admitted into school and all that stuff, right? They admired me because I could dribble a basketball. But I was jealous of them, man, because in terms of academics, in terms of what it is that they knew that they want to do. I played basketball, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't declare a major until my sophomore year. Yeah. But I was great at dribbling that basketball. You see what I'm saying? I was great at dribbling that basketball. Nobody said. They said, hey, man, we need you to help us win these games. They didn't say, well, how do you feel, man, about the direction you're going?
Because you're trying to,
So-
hey, I get it.
Basketball is just a tool, man. For me.
And that's a good point. Jaquari, talk to us, man.
Yeah, I can remember several times, man. You know, me and you, Keith, were on the road traveling, man. You know, between Virginia, North Carolina, you know, en route to Michigan, and on the way back, man. And we had several conversations about, you know, how could I put it? Unrealized talent in everything. And we had a conversation one time about how that talent really doesn't go anywhere. You know, if you have a good work ethic, if you have the desire to be something other than what you are, you know, and you get on the basketball court and you practice, then you know your desire is reflected in your skill set, right? But once you stop playing basketball, you still have that skill set. You still have the capacity to practice something and become adept at it, right? You know, so that's what I would impart to some young people, man. You know, if I ever had this conversation with them, like, you know, okay, football, basketball, you know, whatever your athletic tastes are, man, it's not the only thing you got going on in your life. You know, it's a wonderful tool to sharpen. It's a wonderful way to sharpen those tools, you know, to make you a better person. You know, team sports are meant to build character, man. They're meant to build camaraderie. They're meant to build, you know, being a team player. You know, but I would also tell them that, you know, you've got to be really, really careful that you don't lose yourself, you know, within that system. You know what I mean? Because a lot of like me, a lot of guys I went to school with, man. Once we were done with high school sports, you know, what was the next step?
Yeah,
And
guys.
we definitely had the talent to take it to the next level. You know, my senior year, man, we were like in the state of Michigan, we were like 10th or 11th in the state of Michigan. We was dogs, but we had no plans, man. We had no plans. You know, we were worried about, you know, what happened within the walls of Ypsilanti High School. Well, you know, during the time that we were there playing football, man, we were good. You know, so we were, you know, we had a lot of attention. You know, and that could be it's a good thing, but it could also be the most dangerous thing in the world to somebody who's not prepared to, you know, properly move past that situation. You know, it said it. I forget who said it, man, but you know, you got all stars sitting on college benches, all Americans sitting on college benches. You know, how do you reconcile that? You know, as a young man, as a young African American man who don't have much, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get a ball. Everybody's got a ball, but you pick that ball up and you can do special things with it, right? You know, so during that time that you're doing special things on the court, you know, that's unfortunately, and I say unfortunately for a reason, but unfortunately, that's a highlight for you. That's a highlight for you, you know, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. You know, successful high school sports career is not a milestone, man. It's an ingredient to a milestone.
A stepping stone, just like that.
Stepping stone, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me say this real quick. Big Bill, Scarborough, baby, what's going on? I see you on there. Let me just throw my 2 cents in here, and this is the bottom line of it, because see, the simple fact that my experience was this: understanding, and the three of you understand how I am. I understood that there was next steps. Yes, I wanted to go to the NBA. You know what I mean? If I played college football, I wanted to go to the, which I was good enough to do both, right? But when it didn't happen, what I understood was life goes on, man. And this is no disparity on anyone else who still chase their dream, because I really and truly admire those people, whether they achieve it or not. I admire people who still go after their dream, because that shows a lot of strength, it shows a lot of character, and it shows a lot of belief in yourself, right? What I was basically just gearing us towards was this. Yes, sports was a small part of our gigantic building block, but it was a major part. Even though it was small, it was major for us. You know why? Because somebody said earlier, I think it was you, Ja'Cory, it was the building block. It was the tool that sharpened our knives and our foundational tools. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, my thing is this. What I've always wanted to do is, I understand I had the power to hurt, but I studied how to achieve the power to inspire. Mostly because I got sons, right? And I have my brothers and my nieces and nephews. The power to inspire, to have that one word or that two sentences that makes someone, not make them, but convince them that they're right about pursuing whatever they want to pursue. You know what I mean? Because see, and y'all have heard me talk about this, and I think this kind of where I was really getting at. What we end up doing is we make ourselves live by the outside interpretations of who we are. How many times were you called a dumb athlete? Right? But I'm looking at 3 very highly intelligent people from the conversations I've had with you, and I've seen you have with other people. But we're all big black men. So the world is afraid of big black men, but also they're not intimidated because they think the big black men. And I'm not trying to make this racial. What I'm saying to you is this is fact. This is fact. Where you can navigate through this world, right? How many times have you guys walked into a room and the conversation stops because of your stature and your build?
That's everyday life.
Yeah. Right? Because to me, the world only pays attention to stereotypes and exterior of people. Period. I mean, and I'm flexible. You can change my mind about it, but that's how I live. That's how I live by it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going through this because I allowed you guys to really give us a piece of how y'all thought. Y'all did a great freaking job, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna change it up just a little bit, just a smidge. I asked a couple of you guys, did y'all see the coverage of the thing on social media with Mike Tyson on the plane?
I ain't see that.
I didn't see it.
It was somebody, just to give you a brief synopsis, right? It was this little white kid sitting behind him, right? Sitting behind him. Oh, Mike Tyson, you know, he geeking out. Mike Tyson, blah, 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 but he was drunk. And you know how drunk people get. They overzealous, right? Then next thing you know, his buddy was recording it, right? And he's over there, oh, Mike Tyson, he's over there messing with it. And you can see the guy over the back of Mike's seat pointing at him and doing all this, right? And next thing you know, it was another camera where somebody sitting directly behind him. Mike is leaning over the seat. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Right?
And look, I tell you this though, look, no matter what I was doing, I could have been drunk acting crazy, but he turned around to be Mike Tyson. I was so right as, hey, man, my fault, cuz. I don't know what I was thinking about just
exactly. Yeah,
I don't know what I was thinking about just then.
Like this ain't got to be ugly, Mike. This ain't got to be ugly at all.
I'm drunk, man. I've been drinking.
Look, the fact that it was Mike Tyson, right? It could have been worse. But he ain't had the right angle. But he did cut my man up now.
But
My
listen,
man got a little mix on the side of his face.
Look, I'm not even saying that to be scared of Mike Tyson. Can't scared of nobody, but you don't want Mike Tyson to hurt you out there. He's a like, I don't want to get hurt by it. He is a professional.
Hey, Crawford, you got to have the angle right. You got to have your sit right. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna challenge him, you're gonna have the upper hand, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Let's have some fun with this. I believe Mike was in the right. That's my opinion. But if you were the little white boy, what would be take that back. You don't have to be the little white boy. If Mike reached over the seat and was on you, what would you have done?
Look, you ain't got no choice.
Hold on, Crawford. I'm putting you in the order for a reason. Ja'Quari, I want you to go first.
Well, I mean, it ain't too many men walking the earth that I don't believe I can whoop. You know, so he ain't gonna just be touching all on me like that. I mean, you know, I might get beat bad, I might get whooped bad, but he just ain't gonna get off on me like that. I mean, you know, like, come on, man. I mean, I got to defend myself, and I'm being I'm being realistic.
That kid was like this, Ja'Quari.
Yeah, well, you know, he I'm quite sure Mike probably told him to leave him alone. He ain't just drop up and start whooping. He should have listened. He should have listened the first time.
Listen. Damon, it's on you, man.
That's why you take a pause and you think the situation out. I'm not fucking with Mike Tyson, man. That nigga volatile, man. He's subject to do any goddamn thing.
And that white dude knew.
Right. I'm not gonna be responsible. Go ahead, Spoke.
No, I'm just gonna say he know Mike be face punching people. He know that.
Yeah.
His whole life Mike been face punching people. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm gonna shake Mike's hand and be glad that I met him. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, keep up the good work, champ.
Yeah.
But if he got to punch it on me, I'm gonna have to deal with the courts, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm dealing with the courts. I'm not finna get beat up now. You know what I'm saying? I'm too goddamn old for that shit.
Look, I'll fight him, but in the beginning, he just turned around and looked at me. I was like, hold on. Yeah, you got to stop sometimes. I'm playing too much. I'm playing too much, man. I've been playing. I'm playing too much.
I don't know what I'm playing about. What did my man said? Hey, hold on the crumps and shit. And my man was getting aggressive. He was like, hold on, man. You my brother, man. That's how I would be. I'm like, dude, Mike, I'm not fighting you, dog.
Playing too small to fight. You can't move, man. Ain't no room up there.
And Crawford, it was the plastic. You know how they doing the COVID shit, right? It was a piece of plastic. That's the only reason why that man wasn't put in the hospital. Because Mike is only what, 5'9", 5'10". So he get them little arms, them muscular arms like this.
Yeah, Keith. But Mike technical with that shit, dog.
That's right. He know how to hit you and hurt you.
Listen. Yeah. When y'all see it, he cut that dude up, man. He cut him up. Cut him up.
But it was the dude's fault though, right? It was the guy's fault though, right?
Yeah, because what he was doing, he was on that drunk shit, and his seat was directly behind Mike, and he's all leaning up on the point, and he wasn't trying to antagonize him. He was on that drunk shit. Oh, you Mike Tyson, blah 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 blah, right? And then the next thing you know, you see the other angle. Mike had to be drunk.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Everybody on the plane, what I read was everybody on the plane was like, Mike gave him all patience, like in the world, like, yo, chill out.
But he always like that though, man. Mike always he'll give you a chance, but he ain't gonna he gonna tell you stop a few times, and yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop,
Yeah.
cuz.
I told you 1,000 times, leave me alone. Like, didn't I tell you 1,000 times, leave me alone, man? I want to beat the shit out of you now. I have to beat the shit out of you now. That's just what it is.
Hey, look, Malika said that the guy called Mike a peasant. So, oh shit.
How old
How
did the guy look?
He probably in his mid-30s, man. Probably
Yeah,
a
he was
little younger
man
than that.
silly, man. He
Probably a
was
little
man
younger
silly,
than that.
man.
Look, he was drunk on the plane, and his buddy was recording. His buddy was recording the first part of the video. His buddy was recording.
So he already knew he was gonna be fucking with. He already knew he was gonna be bothering him. Then that's why he was recording. He already knew he was gonna be bothering.
Yeah.
He gave him something to record. He gave him some footage. Then that's all. He got the footage.
Look here, man.
And look, and Mike ain't got no damn
He tried to get some money from Mike.
Crawford.
He ain't got no money.
Mike's still rich now. He ain't rich like he was. Not no $400 million rich, but he's rich.
Yeah, he all right. Yeah, he all right.
You said Mike ain't government rich, but he hood rich, huh?
I don't care. Look, I don't care if he ain't have a quarter, man. If he bust me up like that, man, then he got to come serve me drinks or something. If he ain't got no money, he got to
fight him. I'll fight him back.
Even if you fucking with him, man.
Hey, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Ball my fist up and go do everything I can fight. And then close my eyes and just start swinging.
When the police get there, I'm gonna have my hands in my pocket. I'm trying to grab my knife.
I remember what Ice Cube said. I remember what Ice Cube said. Hey, yeah, nigga, I'm rich and famous and shit, but when you see me, shake my hand and keep it moving, motherfucker.
Shake my hand and make it a firm shake. Say what's up, Ice Cube, and then break. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to talk.
Well, you a man. You ain't no groupie.
Malika said, right, Mike is rich. He got that cannabis money. So, you know.
Right. Hey, Crawford.
So you rich.
Hey, our dad was this karate motherfucker, man. He was that deal with that fucking the arts, the karate and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and him fucking around and shit, and he showing me how to fuck a motherfucker up.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. Not just on GP, but just in case you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then he said some shit, man, to me. When everything cooled down after I got my ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? He said something to me, cool shit done. He said, hey man, most motherfuckers don't know what I'm teaching you, son. They don't. You know what I'm saying? And if you decide to put this shit on the motherfucker, I didn't teach you. You don't know me. None of that bullshit, because we both can go to goddamn jail.
And look, I mean, my dad came, my biological father, he came to the crib one time, lip swole, eye swole. I was like, damn, I said, man, what happened to you? No, he started real bad. My dad, he talking about, you ought to see the other guys. You crazy. Yeah, the other guy messed up like you, cuz. He said, you ought to see the other guy. I said, he got to be in the hospital then, because you messed up, bro.
What you say, Crawford? Is he dead?
Yeah. His mouth swole, eye swole. I said, man, why? He's like, you ought to see him. I said, you crazy.
Look, even though Pop was a karate man and everything, man, so he was the reason why I started carrying a knife everywhere, man. You know, shit. Yeah, shit. I heard him tell the dude, he said, look, man, you keep on fucking with me. I'm gonna cut you everywhere but the bottom of your feet.
Yeah.
And when you fall, I'm gonna have a field day on them. Yeah, I mean, you can't give nobody no space to fuck you over, man. You can't.
Nah,
they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Here's the crazy shit. I want to be like my father. My father was a deliberate man. That's what you call a deliberate man. When he say, hey, if you do A, B is gonna happen to you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Crawford, I done seen too many times B happen. We'll be out, right? And he'll say some shit, and the motherfucker don't listen. Next thing you know, he own them. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And I'm waiting a minute so I can jump in and pull them up off of him, right? And I'm here looking at it like, now I call my father John. I was like, John,
You can't
man,
you can't pull
that?
him off no goddamn body.
Look, listen.
Once he
I
make his
said,
mind
John,
up.
why you do that? He said, didn't you just hear me tell him not to do that?
He be like y'all like Flu. How tall are you, Flu?
Fluke
How tall are you?
Fluke is 6'5", 6'5.5". Ja'Quari 6'8", and I'm 6'9".
So y'all dad was a big guy then.
I'm 6'7".
Yeah, I mean, you know, for his whole situation,
He was
How
6'3"
big was your
and a half,
dad?
6'4".
he was 6'2". He was about 6'2". My mom was 6'2". You know what I mean?
That's why they go. Hey, look, whenever that woman tall, man, the kid just be big. That woman tall, the dad can be 5'8". That woman 6 feet tall, cuz the kids be big, man. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That woman tall, but the kids gonna be big.
Look, I tell people all the time, right? I'm a peacemaker because of my father. Not because he was a peacemaker. No, he chose violence all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that he did a favor for people. He'll tell them, yo, this is going to happen if you don't stop this. Say one more word, this is going to happen, right? And because I'm the oldest, what it did to me indirectly was I looked for answers before this shit happened because I knew what I was going to do automatically. If it got out of control, I knew what the fuck I was going to do. And it served me on my job. You know, it served me as a law enforcement for 28 years because I already knew. It's no surprise what I'm going to fucking do because I knew that from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do is like, hey, let me give you this. This is going to happen, my man. Let's work this shit out. You know what I mean? I'm saying it in so many words because there's been times, man, where I can look in somebody's eyes, right? And I know they looking for a reason to go ham. So I beat them to the punch. Yo, you do that shit, this is what's going to happen. Is it? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I ain't got to say, hey, man, no, sir. No, sir. This is going to happen. I'm going to look you straight in your eyes. Now, I've been blessed. I've been in a lot of fights and scuffles and all this. And it's life and death. You know why? Because if I'm in my uniform, I got my gun on, that's life and death. It's that simple. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, right? But understand, I'm going to stop you from what you're doing. It ain't about I'm the biggest dog on campus. I'm this. No, it has nothing to do with that, bro. And you don't have to comment on this. Vintage 70. I'm just telling. I want everybody to understand because everybody who's watching this know what I did for a living and what I retired from. And it don't have nothing to do with who the toughest guy in the world. Fuck that. No. What it has to do with is I got to do my job, but I'm going to give you your respect until you show me that you don't deserve my respect. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You know? And that's the thing is the way I live by the job is the way I live by my life. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live. That's how this is what I do as I walk through life. Not because of my job, is the way I walk through life, because what I want to do mostly is respect every man that deserves respect. That's just me. You know why? Because that's my expectation.
I never claimed to be no tough guy, man, but I always had a strong sense of justice. You're not gonna fuck me over, and you're not gonna fuck nobody else over if I'm around, man. If it's within my power to stop it. You know, because when I'm around people and those people are tense, I feel that, man. I'm a fucking Libra, man. I'm empathetic. I feel everything. So, you know, everybody just chill out. If you can't chill out, then you got to go.
Mhm.
If you don't go, then you can't be around me, man. And that's not a request. You can't be around me because you put me in a certain amount of jeopardy, man, just for my reactions to what the fuck you got going on. You know, it's all peace, man. It's all love. And like I said, man, it ain't never no tough guy shit, man. But you know, shit, I ain't nobody nuts no bigger than mine, man, for real. So put a leash on that shit. You know, you can big dog somewhere else. You can't do it here.
Look here. My experience has always been this. Niggas talking shit, acting a certain way, whatever, and then when I get in my motherfucking feelings, the whole group want to go against me then.
You wrong. Yeah, like, man, no, man, no.
You doing too much. What's wrong with you? Man, you didn't have to do that. Why did you say that shit 15 fucking minutes ago?
And then they want to pick out the motherfucker that they think is closest to me to calm me the fuck down. And I'm like, why ain't y'all talking? Why didn't that motherfucker say some shit to calm y'all down before y'all got me started?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My shit was forced, dog. Remember that time, dog, man? Me and Pop, he got to show you the arts and all this bullshit. He got me on the ground, Crawford, choking me the fuck out. And these motherfuckers just busted up on me. Choking me the fuck out.
We had to take some of that shit too. We had to deal with that shit too.
First of all,
no, let me tell the story, Keith. I fuck around, man, and this motherfucker choking me. He got me in the motherfucking arm. He choking the shit out of my motherfucking ass, and I'm like, shit growing dim and dark and shit.
So
I come back, and he was like, I'm still here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? And I'm like, oh my God, I got to survive my father, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna take me out, but that was, that was his expectation. This is how the world is, man. You know what I'm saying? If you in a position, man, where you can, from your own perspective, man, show the world, man, your purpose on this planet, whatever, you got to be able to survive anything, man.
Mhm.
That's true.
You got to be able to survive anything. And that's personal. That's real personal. So
I mean, you gotta think about it, man. See, that's the thing. The one thing when it came to our parents, what they gave me.
Now my mama was a beast. Oh my God.
No. They gave me permission to be me. You understand? And they didn't understand what they was giving because y'all both know I spoke my fucking mind. Like, yo, yeah, you in control of this shit, right? Just like what you just described, Damon. I'm like, yo, come the fuck on. No, man, I'm gonna wait. I said, bro, we'll meet him at the house. Let's go. But you chose to fucking stay.
No,
like
he pressured me, man. He pressured me. I ain't choose. He pressured. He's like, so you just gonna walk away too, nigga?
You damn right. We walking away from him. And he behind us. He behind us talking shit. And look, I respected my father to the fullest.
Hey, Keith.
And I did whatever he told me to do. But when he's sitting up there like, y'all come here and let me show you something. Hey, man, I'm going to see you at the fucking house.
Hey, Keith, give Crawford the whole story, man. Everybody else heard it 1,000. Give Crawford the story, man. I jumped off and shit.
Look, first of all, we walking through a path, right? Now, I'm about 23, 24, maybe about a little younger than that. Walking through a path. And all four of us walking through a path. Next thing you know, our father on some old Mississippi Rambo shit disappeared in some bushes. I looked at both my brothers. I said, yo, let's fucking go. Because I know what's coming next if we stayed in that path, right? So they listened to that point and we ran through the fucking path, right? Next thing you know, he comes from out a bush and he says, where the fuck y'all going? And I'm looking at you like, yo, we going to the house, man. I said, and not, like I said, I respect my father to the fullest. My brothers will tell you. I said to him, I am not fucking with you.
What was he doing?
He's in that combat shit. This is what he's doing. And he was a karate guy, man. He would do that shit. But you understand, from age 13 all the way up to 20, I was the motherfucking guinea pig. You understand what I'm saying to you? So now I'm like 22 years old. I was like, hey, my man, the shit that you was doing to me, I try to kill people for doing that shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have to. I'm like, I make the choice. I don't want to do it, right? Because like at the time I'm 6'9" and I'm 245, 250. So even though he's 6'2", 225, there's no way. Yeah, you could probably chop me in my throat, break my windpipe, but if we wrestling, you know, and God bless the dead, but I'm fucking you up if we wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he wants.
I'm gonna get a flashback, right? So we are around the corner from the house. Now, me and Jaquari is like, yo, I said, yo, let's go. Jaquari, listen to me, right? Damon's like, nah, because he was worried about it. You see what I'm saying? Because we had all been drinking and we was having fun. It was a full day. So, you know, he stayed with him and then they wrestled. And to the point where Damon described it, right? So we get back to the house. Me and Jaquari sitting on the porch. He comes in after he's done with Damon. He comes in talking cash shit. And I'm looking at him like, okay, yeah, you right. Oh, yeah, you could be that. Oh, yeah, I'm that. I said,
I'll see you later.
Look, I said to him, I'm not fucking with you. That's what I said. So we sitting there, and he talks Jaquari into it, right? Jaquari, you know, he's the youngest. He's 8 years younger than me, 7 years younger than Damon. So he want to be included. You know, he want to be the old head, right? So he's like 14, 15 years old, but he's 6'8". You know what I mean? About 250. So he want to be included in our game, but he don't understand. Our game is like a game of death. You navigating through some crazy shit, right?
Hey, Crawford. Look, at that point, I'd never been involved in that, man. So when Keith said run, you know, I thought it was fun. Yeah, and I'm like, this Pop ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm not included in this shit, so I don't care. I used to love watching them get their ass kicked.
Did you say you? It's for you, the baby.
I'm the baby. Yeah, shit. I had to worry about that shit until that night.
Yeah. So Jaquari agreed to go out there and wrestle him. I stand up because we had a big porch, right? I stand up. I say, you know what? I'm going to the house because I'm not fucking with this, right? And you know, Fluke sits down. And Jaquari's like, come on, let's go, right? And they start wrestling, right? Now, I'm sitting in front of the television. I'm watching TV. Next thing I hear Damon. Damon says, "Oh God!" So I get up. I go outside. My brother got my father. He on top of my father because he just slammed his shit up.
Shit.
Right? Next thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, right? Now they wrestling. They on the ground in the front yard wrestling, flipping over each other, right? My father gets on top. He grabs, Jaquari had a long jerry curl, right? He grabs Jaquari by his jerry curl. He's on top of him. And he's sitting up there like, he beat his head on the ground. So Jaquari was like, hold on. You hurt me now. So Jaquari looks up and grabs him and flips him off of him, right? Then they get up. And I'm looking like, damn, right? So Jaquari looks at my dad like, Dad, he said, Pops, damn, you was trying to hurt me. He looks at He looks at Jaquari and say, son, when you slam me, all I can think about, I'm trying to survive. I ain't know who the fuck you was. Oh, shit. And look, what was crazy about it, maybe about 6 months later, we find out that he dislocated his shoulder and he cracked the rib. Yeah. And we would look, he went to work. He ain't say shit the next day. He ain't say shit. And we found out 6 months later that's what happened. So he was that kind of dude, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna tell you, I have to give it that moment before I do some shit, because I was raised by this man. Before I do some shit, I gotta give it that little bit of moment, like, yo, man, let me give you a chance before I have to do this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because I seen him do deliberate shit, and you be like, oh, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
That's the lesson, though, man. I mean, you give, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, man. But you give a man fair warning.
You do.
I know,
and that's I don't think it's a good thing if that man is seriously trying to hurt you. But sometimes when I feel as though there is that moment, that's when I say it. You know what I'm saying?
But the other side of him, though, Crawford, is this, man. He was also that guy, man. If you got some shit that's perplexing you or whatever, he'd sit you in front of him, and he would listen to what you say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had the answers, but he wouldn't give you the answers. He would make you come up with them shits by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And whatever decision you come to, be man enough to accept the decision. That's the type of guy he was. You know what I'm
saying? He was the first warrior poet I ever met, man, for real.
You're fucking right. The definition of one. Warrior poet. All right, now. We are an hour and 15 into this. So I'm going to give the three of you guys to give me, closing thoughts. It don't have to be that long, but if you want to be thorough about it, be thorough. But I'm going to give you these closing thoughts. So since you're the guest, Crawford, we're going to give it to you. You're the first one.
Well, what are we talking about?
No, your overall impression of this. This is what we do every joint when we have a guest.
How do y'all do this? How do y'all do this?
We do it every week, every Friday at 7:30.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said earlier, strong, get some females up here. I'm sure y'all find a couple of women y'all can get up here, get their perspective on some things, see how they feel about some things. I mean, there's a lot of things going on out here, man, that needs to be talked about, dealt with.
Yeah.
Flute talked to me earlier about being, how it worked. We didn't get into it tonight, but it's tough. It's tough doing this thing. What I do, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And, can I give my perspective real quick, man? Then you can follow up, Crawford.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with these brothers, man. It was 3 or 4 of y'all, all law enforcement. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People had an idea of what they think law enforcement is. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And they had their opinions, but knowing y'all brothers, man, like I know y'all, in that situation when we all went out to the club, right? It was awareness, man. You know what I'm saying? It was awareness. And that awareness was, we're going to have a good time, and everybody going to go home safe or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And everybody y'all paid attention to what I was drinking and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all paid attention to who I was dealing with, because I was new to the situation. Long story short, when I left y'all, man, I was like, damn, that was the most comfortable I ever felt. You understand what I'm saying? And that is real talk. That was the most comfortable I've ever felt in hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all folk had an awareness. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You had the awareness and wasn't nothing finna jump off, and everybody knew who y'all was. So it was like, you know what? It is what it is. Everybody had what in their mind what they had. But from my experience, what I felt was like these brothers, man, they making sure that everybody have a good time and go home safe. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the thing, man. And we regular people, man. They act like this. Sometimes people act like this thing, like some kind of superhero. Man, to me, man, it ain't no different than being a mailman or a store. I mean, you got some authority or whatever, but you only flex when somebody make you flex. I mean, it ain't nothing to do. Somebody make you flex, you have to flex it. But
Yeah.
it ain't nothing. It's a job, man. And I'm not. I try not. I think it helps me, keeps me cause you can't do nothing stupid. Now you got people to answer. You can't do nothing stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna get hurt. When I'm out, like we was out having a good time. Hey, if somebody try me, hey, I'm hitting first. I do hit first. I mean, if I think somebody's gonna try something, I'm gonna hit first. I explain later. Hey, he bothering me, man. I'm chilling.
Mhm.
I'm not putting myself in a position or let you be in a position for nothing to happen. And I know everybody got this perspective of the job, man, but it's not what it ain't what TV say it is, man. I mean, I just say that it ain't what TV say it is, because if it was, Strong wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't do it. There's a whole bunch of guys that wouldn't do it. So it's not what people think it is, man. I mean, there's issues like with any job, man. There's issues, but it ain't what people think, man. It ain't what TV say it is. I don't know what people think about it, but it ain't like that. No, it ain't. No, people act like you. If you got an issue with people, let's say if I went to the man, had to say something about somebody doing something wrong, like it be this group of guys that be hunting me down. You see them the police movies where if you're gonna tell on them, man, they hunting you down. And man, about nah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Strong did something messed up, or some white guy did something messed up, man, nobody ain't. Hey, you go tell you, man, this what happened, man. He called him this, called him that. They deal with it. Ain't nobody looking for you. Ain't nobody in a group of guys gonna come to your house and try to take you out. Put man, that's TV. It ain't like that. It ain't nothing like that. I mean, there's issues, but there's issues like any other job. And you got people that ain't about nothing. You got some good people. You got people that, like with me, I work hard at what I do. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not worrying about a whole lot of other people. I haven't seen all this other stuff that people talk about that go on. And, you know what
That's
I'm
real.
saying? I think I'm in a good place. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good place with good people. So I don't know about all this other stuff that you read about. It's on the news. I just think they just take the kind of like everything else, man. They take the damn 5% and talk about the 5% all the time. The 95% kind of left alone. They talk about the 5% all the time. So that's the image everybody got. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
And I don't
Jaquan.
care. And I don't care. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I mean, ain't nothing I can do. That's how you feel. Yeah, that's how you feel.
That's it. Jaquan, wrap it up real quick, man. Then I'm gonna say it. Then we're gonna close this thing off.
This episode, man, it was another good episode, man. We got an opportunity to get some things off our chest. I've come to realize, man, that this whole process for me is quite cathartic, man, for real. I've always said, man, your reality isn't really your reality until you hear yourself say it. You know what I mean? Once you hear real words pertaining to your everyday life and situation, or your past life and situation, once you hear those words pass your lips, and you understand that that's your truth, there's nothing more empowering than that, man. And being able to express that, man. I don't want to use modern day catchphrases, but in a safe space, it's priceless, man. It really is.
No doubt. No doubt. Damon, I'm gonna give you a couple sentences. You wasted your shit earlier, but that was good. That was good content with Scott Crawford. But go ahead.
Let me talk. Let me say something. No, just to piggyback on what Ja'Cory just said, man, in terms of safe space, man. It's rare, man, especially cats, in the ages that we are, man. You know what I'm saying? The way things are, man, everybody has an opinion. Even motherfuckers that don't need to say shit, saying shit, and people listening. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at this situation tonight in this podcast right now, man, I'm comfortable with myself and I'm in a safe place. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the brothers that I'm speaking to understand where I'm coming from. We might have our differences, but I understand that they understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? And we don't survive to the ages that we are now, man, just on some old random bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You have to find how to maneuver through this shit and come to understanding and respect the next man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Whether you agree with him or not, if you respect the next man, then you know what I'm saying, there's longevity in life, man.
No
But
doubt.
if you be on some bullshit, that's where you lose me. When Trump was in office, I was lost for 4 fucking years. And I can get off into that, but I'm not. But
You'll get your
my
chance.
fucking is crazy.
You get your chance. Well, look, let me just say this: couple of house cleaning joints. I always acknowledge who was in the comments. Our cousin Malika, great
Baby
great
sis.
questions. And Jeannie, I see you, love you, baby. Big Bill Scarborough, love you,
He ain't
dude.
there.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he in here, man. You know what I mean? He said Ja'Cory got him drunk the first time he met him, which was true. Which is true.
I got a bunch of people drunk first time I met him, man. Shit.
Yeah, you damn right. But
That's one of the
at the
things I'm
bottom
good
of
at.
look, at the bottom of the screen, man, is my son's clothing situation, man. Book Anonymous. That's how it's pronounced. He's about doing his own thing. I'm promoting him on this platform. You know what I mean? Go to the website, see if you like some things. He got you. The bottom line is we try to do this every Friday at 7:30. We're gonna get better at it. And ladies out there, we want y'all on. You know what I mean? You can come on by yourself, or we can double it up, but we need to hear your voice. Okay? So let me just end this by saying this. And this is the bottom line. Our whole point is to hear our own voices. Because people don't understand what we're searching for is confidence in who we are. We can sit up here and have this gigantic bravado. I'm this, I'm that, I'm so-and-so. If you don't believe it, all the fuck you're doing is just speaking the words. You ain't saying anything. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you carry yourself. Because what I've always believed it is, I got to love who I am to help who I love. This is bottom line.
That's real.
That's it. I've been in search of loving me. And I'm not talking about my image, because you know what? I look good in some clothes. I make clothes look fucking fantastic, even though I'm overweight. But I make them motherfuckers look great. You understand? But that don't mean anything. It's the spirit.
Man, I'm the pretty one, bro.
Well, yeah, you're the pretty one. I said I make the clothes.
Yeah, you the pretty boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, David, you don't get to talk, brother. You don't get to talk at all.
Look, both y'all so pretty, man.
No, I ain't like spoke. Fuck
and
that.
look, I'm not even gonna, because he a guest on the show. I ain't even gonna say shit about
Spoto.
Crawford. I ain't gonna say shit about Crawford. Look, we be going to fucking in-service meetings, right? He find the tightest shirt he can wear because he be in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Hey,
you know when
my
your
size,
shirt.
my
You know when your
size
shirt.
just fitted. That's all. Just fitted. That's all. It's fitted, man.
Look. First of all, you know when your shirt is too tight, you see the fucking veins through the material. No. But all seriousness, go ahead.
We went out. The nigga, And shit, I standing there too with my stretch chuck out, talking about.
About to pass out from sucking my stomach in and shit.
He went over there. He went over his business. Man, tell that nigga quit walking around me, man.
Yeah, hey, look. Every time we go to the little spot or whatever, I try to get him drunk or whatever, so you sit down.
I said, man,
All right,
this nigga the bodybuilder, some shit. Who is this brother, man?
Look, look. Let me
I'm
tell
gonna
you
get
something.
better. I'm gonna get better
Let me
too.
tell you, look, y'all remember how I used to get busy in the gym? Crawford is he's 3 times that. He don't bullshit. He be getting it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, you
I'm
know,
gonna keep
I
doing
just
it.
mess.
Look,
I admire.
I'm trying to get old gracefully, man. I'm trying to get old gracefully, man.
Hey, Crawford.
I'm 51, man.
I remember when you told me. Hey, look, I'm gonna end it with this. Crawford told me one day, man. See, this is one of the funniest dudes I know. He said, "Strong, I'ma always be in the gym. I'ma always be in the gym." He said, "Somebody gonna walk up behind me. My body look like I'm 25 years old."
I turn around your head, you wrinkle like hell. I face you wrinkle like hell, and I turn around. Face to be wrinkled like hell.
All right, well, look, if y'all stay on, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Look, this is another episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're gonna see you next Friday, 7:30. Peace.
All right.
Love y'all brothers, man.